Hello and welcome. Today I've got 5 tips for you for cold weather sourdough baking. Or maybe you've just got your house really cool in the summertime. Sourdough loves nice, warm, cozy temperatures. I live in Arizona and it's already the middle of October, but it's still quite warm here. We're in the 80s today, so I don't do this until December, January, February. But if you're in a cooler climate or you just really like to keep your house cool, then these are 5 tips that are really going to help you. Tip number 1 is I've just taken my starter out of the refrigerator to feed it to start baking. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to run the jar under warm water to just kind of get the jar heated up some and kind of bring it to a little more to room temperature. So that is tip number 1. Okay, tip number 2. I'm about to feed my starter now, so I'm going to put flour and water in it. I've just taken warm water from my tap, and I'm going to use my instant read thermometer and read that. And yeah, it's 88 degrees, which is perfect. In the 80s, you don't want it to be over 91 degrees. If your water is too hot, it will kill the fermentation process of your starter. So 88 degrees, 85 to 90 degrees is perfect to feed your starter if you want it. What the purpose of this is, it's going to speed up the whole process. If your home is too cold, it's going to take a very long time for your starter to ferment and get nice and bubbly, but just heat your water up a little bit and you'll be good to go. Okay, tip number 3, I've now fed my starter and now I am going to put it underneath my light, and I'm just going to let it sit on top of my stove, again, with the light on, adding a little bit of heat. It's just going to help the whole fermentation process and get the starter going faster. That's the whole purpose of this. Okay, tip number 4, I'm ready to add my water to my flour and salt for my dough mixture, and again, I'm taking warm water. Sometimes I might put it in the microwave a bit. Again, and I'm going to use my instant read thermometer. Again, the whole idea is you do not want it to be higher than 91 degrees. This is 90.5 degrees. That is perfect. So I'm going to add this to my dough. And again, it just helps the whole process. If your house is too cold, it's going to take a very long time for your dough to rise and your starter to get nice and bubbly. Okay, tip number 5, I've got my dough all ready to go, and now I want it to start really getting nice and, fermenting and doubling in size. So I've got my damp dish towel on top of this. So I put it under, again, on top of my stove with the light on to add some extra heat. Or if your home is really cool, then I recommend turning your oven on super low, maybe 100, 125 degrees, just getting it warm, turning it off, and putting your dough in the oven to let it rise. Okay? Now, just for some context, in the summertime, my home is 78 degrees, which is quite warm. Most people's homes are not 78 degrees. That's 78 degrees with the air conditioning blasting. So these things are, my dough and my bread are so happy at 78 degrees. Everything goes like clockwork at 78 degrees, but I have really found that once we turn the air conditioning off and we turn the heat on, we're not keeping our house at 78 degrees. And these things really help the whole process. It makes your starter get nice and bubbly faster. If I didn't do this, it might take 5 or 6 hours for my starter to double in size. It helps my dough rise and get bigger and double in size much faster. So I hope you found these helpful, and I'll be back with more great tips.